Carisa with Inky Fairy Designs, and I'm back this week with another fun Brutus Monroe project. I'm doing Christmas in July today, if you couldn't tell, and I am using the stamp set Falliday Silhouettes. So it's a great stamp set with different holidays. You could do fall-themed holiday cards and Christmas or winter-themed holiday cards, all with the same stamp set. So it's really versatile, and I really like the silhouette stamps. I have so many ideas that you could use with this stamp, but I decided to focus on one idea that I couldn't get out of my head, and that was to create a loose, fun watercolor look using the silhouette stamps. Now, I know it probably you think that's not going to be possible, but I'm going to show you that it is. So I started by dampening my paper. You saw that with some clean water with my watercolor brush. And I'm just going to stamp each of the silhouettes, these little cute ornament silhouettes, with my Distress Oxides. I'm using Evergreen Bow, Chipped Sapphire, and Aged Mahogany for my colors today. I'm going to do that with each color. And because my paper is a little bit wet, you'll see that the ink begins to seep around and kind of blend out into the paper, and I really wanted that effect, so that's why I did that. So I'm going to continue that with each of the colors. So here's Chipped Sapphire. Oh wait, maybe I'm going to use Aged Mahogany, but you'll see I just ink it up really well. I'm using a stamp positioner for this. I don't know if it's quite necessary because I do not do multiple stamping, but you see I do mist the stamp with water as well. That's also important. I want my paper to be wet, and I want my ink to be a little bit wet when I stamp it. So here's what it looks like when it's all done, and you can see how it's doing that kind of bleeding, and I really wanted that. It's not a mistake. But to add a little bit more interest, I decided to pull out the Aqua Pigment in Pearl. Oh, I love this stuff. It just gives this beautiful pearly, shimmery look, and I love the shimmer, and it is translucent enough that you can still see that color of the ornament underneath. And I'm just going around. I am not trying to go where the watercolor or the water or the pigment ink actually seeped out around it, but just around the silhouette itself. And then I'm going to splash and splatter some water. So I'm mixing my Distress Oxides with that pearl that I still have on my desk and just splattering it all over. So once I got all the colors on there, this is where it really turns into that kind of loose watercolor look. I am picking a few places on each ornament with the colors and just drawing or blending that color out. So it kind of looks a little bit washy, a little bit loose, and but it's really not, because I am creating that effect. But this is one of the things that I love about watercolor, and so I wanted to create that look using this stamp. And I think it turned out pretty great. I would love to see this in different colors, maybe like some brighter, non-conventional holiday colors like pinks and teals and purples. I think that would look really pretty. But it's a very simple technique. You can see it's very easy to do with any type of silhouette stamp. So you don't have to only have line art if you're doing kind of like a loose watercolor look. You can also take a look at your silhouette stamps and create that same look. So I'm just adding a little bit more color towards the ornament so it looks like it's very cohesive with that original stamped ornament. So now I want to add some string to each of the ornaments. I don't want it to just be floating there in space. So I take out a fine liner pen. This is a permanent pen in black, and I chose permanent because I wasn't sure if I would be doing any more watercoloring or anything like that, but I don't. So you could definitely use any type of black marker or pen to do this. And I'm just drawing the lines freehand. I want it to be very loose, maybe a little bit wonky. And then I'm just adding little tiny bows and doodling on those strings. It's very simple. Don't think that you have to be somebody who can draw straight lines or anything like that to do this. I assure you that the little bit of crookedness or waviness in your lines really adds to the cuteness factor in this card. So now I'm going to prepare my sentiment. So I picked out the Season's Greetings in it from that same stamp set. And I'm going to stamp that. And I do want to use my stamp positioner for this because it is watercolor paper. And I love cold press paper, which has a lot of texture. And so I know I'm going to have to stamp this at least twice in order to get a nice, bold, black image. And so that's why I definitely want to make sure my paper is all the way in the corner in case it moves a bit. My magnet is there, and then I can go ahead and get to stamping. Of course, I'm going to be using the Detail ink in Raven by Brutus Monroe. This is one of my favorite black inks that I like to use, and it definitely gives me a nice, clean, crisp image every single time. And you'll see here what I mean when I lift up the door. It is not completely covered, and that is because of the watercolor paper and how textured it is. So once I do it the second time, you're going to see that it is much more black and filled in there. Perfect. So I really like the way that the card looked right there, and in hindsight, I wish I would have just stopped. But when I was creating this card, I thought it would look cute to create a few little wonky lines as a frame around it. I really love the way this looks when I do it. I like to add these little hand-drawn frames around my cards sometimes, but in this one, I don't know if it's just the lines going all the way off to the edge from the ornaments is throwing me, but it is what it is, and I still think it is a really cute card. But like I said, if I did this again, which I may in different colors, because it was a really quick and easy card to make, even though I did edit out some of the bits and pieces, I think it took me less than 25 minutes to put this entire card together. And that's with like thinking and, what should I do next kind of things. So it's a quick card to create, and you could definitely mass produce this for Christmas. And I think that's why it's a fun thing to do Christmas in July and get you guys all excited and working on those holiday cards. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of the inspiration from myself or the rest of the inspiration team. And I appreciate you guys and all of your comments each and every week. If you are inspired by this card, please use the hashtag Brutus Monroe when you're sharing it on social media. Join the Brutus Monroe Facebook group, and you can also tag me as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.